is Vladimir Putin seeing the strength that you say he needs to see? And why is Trump so reluctant to do what you, so many others, what anybody who's studied Vladimir Putin knows needs to be done?
Because he wants to do it the positive way, in the sense that he doesn't want to risk nuclear war. That's the bottom line. Now, when President Trump flew back from Anchorage, he was furious on that plane. He was absolutely livid. I don't know how that's going to affect his forward thinking. He's also, I know this to be true, drawn up very, very stringent economic sanctions against Russia, but he's not going to make them public, and he shouldn't. There's no reason to poke the bear unless you're ready to go and fight the bear all the way. You know, people don't understand the danger here because Putin is a psychopath. Putin would, in my opinion, use nukes. He used them.
Well, so then he gets to do whatever he wants.
When you're dealing with a guy like that, when life matters not at all, life doesn't matter one bit to him, you got to be very, very careful and methodical.
Okay, but if he knows all that, Bill, then basically he knows that he gets to do whatever he wants, and this is all a very well-intentioned but sort of useless endeavor, right?
No, because what can happen in Russia is things can get rapidly out of control. So if you starve the Russian people, which you would do if you sanction all banks,
right? But you're saying Trump doesn't want to do that because of the nuclear weapons threat, which I understand. I wouldn't say, but I don't think you. No, I don't think you're reporting accurately. He doesn't want to do that is not really the truth. He would rather do it another way. The final key is China could be very important here. Because if China turns on Putin, as it should, for its own welfare, and says to Putin, knock it off, then he has to. So I don't know what the back channel is to Beijing at this time, but I assume there is a robust back channel to have China sign on to tamping Putin down. So there are a number of options that are left. Yeah. Look, you make a good point. I guess my question to you is, how does this play for Vladimir Putin vis-a-vis your study of him? My interpretation of this, I haven't studied Putin as much as you have, but I was in Ukraine for the 2014 war. I saw how he and his troops operated. They see this wanting to do it the nice way as weakness. They see this as just another excuse to increase the attacks on Ukraine. And I watched today the EU leaders and Zelenskyy come to the White House and flatter Donald Trump, saying, you're the only guy who can fix this. Take a listen.
My wife, she, First Lady of Ukraine, she gave the letter. It's not to you, to your wife.
I really want to thank you, President of the United States, dear Donald, for the fact that you, as I said before, broke the deadlock.
We had the largest trade deal ever agreed, and now we are here to work together with you on a just and lasting peace for Ukraine.
The path is open. You opened it last Friday.
Something is changing. Something has changed thanks to you.
I think in the past 2 weeks we've probably had more progress in ending this war than we have in the past 3.5 years.
How high are the stakes for Donald Trump? He wants that Nobel Peace Prize. He wants to make this deal. He made the campaign promises about ending the war in Ukraine. This is about legacy for him too, isn't it?
Yes, it is. There's no doubt about it. That's why he was so furious when he came back from Anchorage, because Putin made him look bad. But consider this. Today, as you just showed, and you have a very excellent correspondent in the Ukraine, NewsNation does, Putin launched rockets. He blew things up. That's not a rational man. There's no upside for him doing that. I think he's very mentally ill. I think the U.S. intelligence agencies know that. So now there's going to be a reset. You have to do whatever you can, all right, to try to get Putin to stop. And that means a third meeting. It means this. It means that. You've got to placate him to some extent. But the bottom line is you're not dealing with a rational person here. You're dealing with a person who would kill millions of people. So you've got to be very methodical. But the way to get him is Putin doesn't want to die. Putin, listen to me.
Right.
Putin does not want to die. All narcissists are that way. He doesn't want to die. But if the world, including China, lines up against him and starves Russia, Putin will die. His own army will kill him. That's what he fears the most.